Is it still laggy? I don't think, like, the skipped frame stopped, if I'm not mistaken. It was probably laggy because I had like a couple tabs open. But now, like, every instance of my stream, I need to open like my stream on YouTube and Twitch to get a link. So that's why it starts lagging. But Discord is also closed, so I shouldn't have too much lag. But now I see like suddenly a lot of lag. Huh. We hear you. Okay. At least that's good. But I see there was a big lag spike there. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Let's see. If I play this music, will this go well? I need to play this like not on HD quality, of course. That's gonna make it worse. We can also just... You can't hear me. Okay. Well, it will probably be there. Hello, Hershey. Welcome on Twitch. I don't know how loud the music is for you guys. I'm gonna put it a bit softer for myself, but... The lag is coming back. Oh my god. Okay, it do be quite laggy. Actually, let me quickly switch my screen then to roll review. What about this? Let's see. It's lagging. I can hear you. When stream start? It's starting now. Let me... Oh, I don't have my camera turned on even to begin with. Let me turn that on. We do not have too many submissions so far, so... Okay. Light on. I hope... Yo, stream, yo, ritualist. Huh? Wait, is my battery... Oh, it's just... No, it's not... Well, it is kind of cooked. Okay, I probably need to charge this light thing that I have as well. So, I'm gonna fix that quickly. There you go. Now it should be charging. Okay, don't need that one. Alright, I think we are ready now. Can we yeah, you can. Webcam, there you go. And there you go. Alright, there we are. Oh, it's in a... What the heck is this? Why is the webcam up on the right as well? That one has to turn out. That one is weird. Yeah, for now, maximum of 3 rolls per person, because, well, we don't know, but if there is not gonna be too many people who are gonna submit rolls, then you can submit more when I say so. Yeah, that was a double hypo. Oh my god, the lag is back. The lag is constant, I think, today. What is this? Wait, what if I pause the music? If I don't have music for now, how is that going to impact the stream? Maybe I will just be able to add the music in OBS again, because I have downloaded stuff, but not ideal, of course. Alright, let's go. We don't need this. Oh, now it's laggy again. Oh my god. Why is it so bad? Do I have the right internet? I don't think I have the right internet or so, because oh my god, it's so bad right now. Connected. Okay, it should be reconnected. Dropped frames are being there though. Twitch is also loading. That's annoying. Okay, there you go. That's better. What is that message? It's the music probably, or Twitch. No clue. What is this? It's really, yeah, I know. Okay, maybe I need to end the Twitch stream then, because yeah, I have most of my viewers on YouTube, so I don't know why this is a thing. I'm probably gonna end the Twitch stream. So yeah, sorry if you're watching on Twitch. If you wanted to get the drop, for example, or just to hang out, I will drop a link to my YouTube. But yeah, it's pretty bad actually, and I can only imagine that it's gonna be a bit better if we do it on YouTube only. Oh wait, maybe I should not do this on where you can see it. Where is the? That's a bit goofy. Okay, browser off. There you go. And then we'll put this in Twitch. Twitch is not laggy though. On Twitch is actually pretty good, but yeah. Okay, to be fair, it's a bit more stable now. We'll try to see what it does with Twitch. If we can go, but I have my link copied, so in case it's needed. Okay, now it's bad again. Okay, we have to just ditch Twitch, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to ditch it. Okay. I'm making a message so that the people on Twitch know, but this is rather unfortunate. Okay, let's end the Twitch stream. There you go. Okay, Twitch is ended now. Okay, let's go. See what this does. Oh, it also like just... It just gives the weird... Wait, let me show this. This face is like a typical Twitch one when your internet is really bad, when it disconnects all the time. It's still bad, by the way. It still looks like it's very unstable. You know, I'm just... As long as the internet is not helped. You know what? I just had to dump some stuff there in the house. I'm telling, as long as the internet is not like better and I haven't done a full stream, I'm not gonna help them with whatever they want my help from, because they asked me to help them with something, probably with some homework stuff for my sister. I don't know if this is I don't think they do this on purpose. That would be mean. But if they do, I'm not gonna help them till this is resolved first. So yeah, all right. I think Twitch is gonna have to end at some point. Okay, now it's closed. There you go. All right, let's just start now. It looks like it's more stable. Maybe I can even have music on again. We'll see if it stays stable for a bit. Then I'll put music on. Let's go with number 1. Okay, Rincinado, you're here, I think. Yeah. Do you remember reviewing? I don't think I remember Regulus Wolf. It's been too long ago. We've had a lot of rolls come by. What is the symbol in my shield? It's basically just an H and an S combined, which stands for hypostein. Okay. Let's see. Essence seller. Any name ideas? Yeah, you probably need a name idea there. No rules. This is the first rule. Village unknown. Medium. It sounds like a medium. The thing that you're selling something. Well, it could sound like a medium advanced rule. Okay. You have 2 essences, one of life and one of death. You can give the essence of life at any time and the essence of death only after the first night. Whoever possesses the essence of life when they die will be revived in exchange for killing whoever possesses the essence of death. Huh. You can give the essence of life at any time and the essence of death only after the first night. Okay, maybe I need to read some of the additional info because this sounds very OP, yeah. If it's like medium but then also with a kill. The essence of life needs to change place every 2 turns. Oh wait, that's gonna make it a lot complicated. You can keep the assets as long as you want and you can hand them over. If you would say change, I would say just after 2 days of placing it, it wears off and then you place it on someone else. That makes it like... Otherwise, it's gonna feel like you have to do it, and otherwise, what happens? Yeah, it feels like Ritualist, but then with kill power. Okay, and the lag is not stopping, so... There's that. I think in that case, we'll just keep the short... If the lag is not stopping, we will unfortunately keep the stream short and end after 20 rolls. The lag stopped. Now it did again, but... Okay. You can keep the essence for as long as you want, and you can hand them over at any time, except for the death essence during the first night. Huh? But here you said that you need to change it every 2 turns. Or do you mean like you have to can keep it as long as you want, but only max 2 turns? Who drew the emojis? You mean these emojis? Ouroboros drew those. Ouroboros drew quite a lot for me, actually. They drew like the Nintendo Switch 2 X Steam trailer icons. They drew the what was it? The political update video icons. So that was the April Fool special of 2024, and they drew my album cover art for my singing channel, and they drew the emojis. If a player dies while possessing the essence of death, the effect of the essence of life will become permanent on whoever possesses that. That's like, I would say that this is probably a fair thing to have as a con. You will know who has the essences, and you can revive yourself if you. But do the essences have? Are they like people pass them over, or do you pass them over as? Do they pass them over like as the holders? You said something. You can keep them for as long as you want. After you give them to another player, they will have to change player. Oh, so the only first. The fact that there's a lot of additional information tells it's pretty complicated. You will know how has the essence, and you can revive yourself if you possess the essence of life. There is a 2-turn waiting period to kill someone who has the essence of death and to revive someone who has the essence of life. What is a 2-turn waiting, though? Like, what do you mean with turn? Like day, night? Turn as in passing? Players who possess the essences are notified that they have them and must wait 2 turns before giving them to another player. Players are free to choose who to give to. Okay, that makes sense. So far, I'm getting like an idea that is like, this is a crazy game mode type of role, and I think if you want to make this like a actual good role for the role trees, make this less complicated for sure, and also make this more balanced. Although I suppose that it doesn't really say too much on having access to dev chat, so I assume that it doesn't in this case, which would be somewhat of a counter to this role, I suppose. But yeah, it's just so the person. Oh, okay. This will introduce the condition to revive another player, which can use to fit. So this may seem powerful, but it's used incorrectly. That can have hardening. Yes. A strategy is needed to avoid giving an advantage to non-villagers. I don't think this is copied, at least, because this sounds pretty unique to me, at least. I think it could work like, let's say, Xir confirms someone is evil, then you put Essence of Life on yourself and put the Essence of Death on him and ask, like, Fiji to shoot you and then the evil dies. Yeah. You could, like, do some sort of kamikaze strategy, I suppose. That's true. I would say probably make this less complex. Then it would probably be better. You can absolutely make it less complex, and in a future stream, let me review it again. Let's go to number 2. Playful Wolf. Okay. You can give the essence to anyone, so Werewolf can give the essence of death to a seer or another important role. Yeah, but that's just sus, I think. But if they don't know who they get it from, I guess you can get away with it. Playful Wolf, evil, nightmare base, as a base, I should say. What was the name again? Playful, okay. 4 times per game, during the day you can tag a player to ask to play at night. If this player performs an action tonight, they will be silenced the following day. That player will be notified that they have been tagged at night. Oh, this reminds me of a certain role that like came in my shorts like a long time ago, but it's different. I kind of forgot what it was, but it also had like a notification system that you could, like, if you would do an act, you would die or something. I think that this is like a more balanced version of that. So that's cool. I would say this is definitely better than the first role. Yeah, the Twitch stream, I had to end the Twitch stream because internet issues. They still persist, but internet issues, yeah. At least it got a bit better since we stopped that stream. Yeah, what does it have to do with playing? That's true. Well, I guess it's the theming of this role. This does not prevent players from performing actions at night. No, it doesn't, but it also does. It does, like, how should you say? It does give them a disadvantage for sure. The good question here is, you can't ask. Okay, that's good. You can't ask to play with the same player twice in a row. That's good. If the player doesn't perform an action, they will not be silenced and the ability will be consumed. Yeah, that should be the case if you get like 4. Nighttime abilities such as checking, protecting, or attacking attack players activate the effect. Chat conversations don't count. So basically, you cannot really do this against Jailer, but it works against Seer, I guess Marksman, Witch, and the Protectors. Does it affect spirits here though? I wonder if it still don't understand the Snatcher Wolf. I've not played with Snatcher Wolf in a game yet, or seen it like in any game, but to my understanding, you select someone. If they are protected, then you get the protection. You are, I think it was like you become like, it works like stubborn protection. But maybe someone in the chat knows better for sure. I don't think Spiriteer would. If you count as a nighttime action, perhaps. Yeah, but is the Spiriteer nighttime or daytime action? And Sheriff, there is more. Preacher, maybe as well. Snatcher Wolf isn't tested anymore. Yeah, it's probably gonna release as a event role, like in the coming days. Like, let's be real. This is a common threatening role idea. Although I don't see them that often, to be fair, the threatening ideas. Like, in this case, I think the role on its own is pretty good. But here you could have like specified which roles that are not very obvious would count as night action and not night action. Maybe it would be cool if there was actually a minigame during the night, perhaps to avoid being silenced, the player had to win the minigame. I don't think you should do that, honestly. That's gonna make things really clunky with UIs. I think this role works on its own right now. Can we talk about how bad event roles are? Yeah, you can talk about that for sure. It really depends on like how you look at it. But I like, some event roles are good, some are quite bad, honestly. And I know that people are not gonna agree with what I think, what I have to say. Like, maybe you guys are agreeing, but yeah, you are like in this community, so that says something as well. But I know when I was in Joker's community, like in January on his stream. Then we had like it was like Pumpkin Dealer was like the best, was like announced to be the best fan made, the best event role. Yeah, well, you know how much BS I think that is. Loudmouth could not be affected. Yeah, I imagine Loudmouth can't be affected. But yeah, if you talking about like the concept of time limited, I also agree. It's like pretty annoying and quite a bad thing, honestly. Like initially though, I was also really like negative on the roll card system as a whole. Nowadays, I think it's actually a good system, but they do need to fix balance issues because that's like the problem that you get with roll cards as a whole. Event cards though, like I could see myself liking it in a year or two, but I have no clue if that's gonna happen. And it also really depends on how many we are gonna see of them and how they're gonna treat everything, because it's still not like official that they are going to do a mid-season upgrade. um like midsummer upgrade season, because it's a like they said something they want to do that you can like upgrade older cards in the summer. I don't know if that's gonna happen. We've also like no confirmation till I suppose Wolfsween, if they're gonna come out about it. If we can upgrade our roles from previous years, like we don't know if that's gonna be a thing. So yeah, we don't know if they are gonna come. We don't. There's so many questions that we still don't know answers to. That's gonna be the main problem for me for now, I would say. And then yeah, questionable balance with Pumpkin Dealer, with some of the werewolves as well. I think Kenny Wolf is good, but maybe Yuda is a bit too strong. Also, Headless Horseman is very weak, and then on the other end of the spectrum, you have like, I don't know, Evil Cupid, Evil Santa. Maybe not like the most OP solos, but they're definitely a lot stronger than Headless Horseman. To be fair though, Headless Horseman needs to be compared with Serial Killer and not with those two roles, because that's where it is in the role trees. But yeah, Headless is strong. You think so? I see so much hate on it, to be fair. What roles are like probably upcoming? I don't know. I only know about Snatcher Wolf. I hope they're gonna do something with the. I still hope that they are gonna tweak and yeah, make something out of the unreleased tested roles and make them like not event roles. Like I could also see that become a thing. They're gonna take like, I don't know, let's say spy journalist, make that an event role. That would be quite gross, honestly, if they do that. And I think they don't need to do that. Yeah, prayer could be a cool role. I think that has a chance. Watchdog, with the correct balancing, it could also be a thing. I think Gentle Wolf is cool. I also not the biggest hater of the Rainmaker, but honestly, it's a bit weak. Maybe it could like give it a buff. But yeah, as long as they stay away from doing anything with the locksmith as it stands now and the spy and the journalist. Well, the spy's not too bad, but yeah, definitely they need to consider where this belongs. Journalist is bad though, and locksmith as it stands as well. Yeah, you don't like Watchdog. I think it could work, but it's just like they need to fix the balance. They need to make it weaker. Imagine a wolf has ability Nutcracker, a knight 2-player. Yeah, no, please don't. Yeah, there's like so many suggestions that have like a lone wolf or a white wolf that like suggest that there should be a werewolf with a one-time use second kill, but could be a one-time junior advanced roll though. Yeah, but then I would say like it needs a significant con because otherwise it's just a stronger junior. Can we continue? Yeah, sure. We'll go with Sagan, who's here. Potion Lady. Also, my stream was laggy again there. But if you could rework one role and now move it, move it to another role. Like I'm not a big fan of The Apprentice being bodyguard related. I'm also not a fan of Wolfluencer though in the junior 3. I would probably move Wolfluencer to the Shadow tree right now. Potion Lady, let's go. Red Lady or Witch, you don't know, but okay. That's quite a big difference, honestly, like, in terms of strength. But if I were to make any change, I would say, like, they should really start with moving Witch to the RSV. Like, initially I was kind of on the fence on that, but the more you think of it, the more sense it makes. They need to make the Witch roll 3 a roll. This is just... It's just that strong. You have Red Lady slash Cursed as two options for like... Wait, you think that Red Lady should move to the Cursed tree or what? Yeah, they used other players for their benefit, but I think, well, I don't know if it's inherently wrong to you know, the thing with what I think should be the case with the junior tree is like that everyone needs to have like quick action and like be a werewolf that can be quite aggressive. Like Yule Wolf and Candy Wolf can be quite aggressive as soon as they use their abilities. And Junior, Kitten, and Split kind of want to die. Well, Split has the option to not die. Split is another rule that kind of needs like a small change, small nerf, really small nerf to make it a bit more on par with Junior. Alright, let's do this roll though. You have 2 good potions. You can give these potions to other players. The player's powers given by the potion lady are replenished, but the potion given are arrive to the player at stage after the potion lady decides to give the potion. I don't get that last sentence, but basically you can replenish someone's abilities. That's really strong if you are gonna use this on the gunner, for example, who has no bullets. But when you give a potion to BG and he was already attacked, he can use it again. When you give a potion to Gunner and his bullets were finished, you can give him 2 bullets. That's strong. So, okay, if you're gonna do this, I would say this must be a Witch advanced roll. If you're gonna do like... Yeah, okay, these rolls cannot be given potions, that makes sense. Priest as well, because you cannot revive, of course. I would say if you make it like only apply to protectors, for example, you could make this Red Lady advance and I think it could be fair. But if you're gonna make... I would say just... Probably the best thing is it only gives back 1 bullet at most to whatever roll. So also Gunner. Only 1 bullet and then make it Witch. That's probably what I would use it for. That's how you probably should handle this. Because I think 2 bullets is too many. If you can just give someone 2 bullets and also someone else a protection, that's just crazy. Which is the best fan-made serial killer rule, you remember? Ah, there's so many, I don't know, man. The best one. Like, out of all these years. There's too many options there. Let me get my camera right. Okay, let's go to number 4. Okay, Milan, are you still here? I know Milan wanted to see his 3 roles combined. They're probably like related to each other. Boogeyman was pretty cool, yeah. That's a recent one. Okay, solo version, and we're gonna go to where's this other one? There, okay. Let me first read. Oh, it's number 14. No, it's here, okay. Roll Roller Werewolf. Let's read this one first. Oh, okay. Interesting. It's an unknown for a werewolf. Okay, that's good. It's gonna have Roll Roller as a base role. I assume that's the village version. Once per game, it can swap the roles of yourself and another player and kill, like, a werewolf. Okay, so I must say what the problems are with such a role. First of all, if you use this role... Wait, can you switch with someone else? Like, or is it random? No, yourself and another player. So first of all, you can just... If you use this end of the game, you're alive, you're alone, and there's like the village is obviously winning, you're just gonna put someone else in that role and you're gonna be able to expose them. Like, that's the first thing, that's the problem. Second thing is also, if you're like, you think you're not chances but they're still teammates, but you also kind of do think you're chances, you can just say like, okay, I'm gonna head out. Bye, someone else can play this role, and then you just say like, oh, player 2, 4, and 11 are the werewolves, for example. Like, that's like problematic. So that's like, I would make sure that you don't have like that ability, to be fair. And also, I feel like the killing a werewolf makes it even more unfair, because you already have screwed them over by switching your team and being able to out them. And if you can also kill one of them, you already know who you can kill, for example. Yeah, swap with Priest is so OP that you can just instantly water one of your old teammates. Yeah, you can snitch on all your teammates, so that's, yeah, I wouldn't say the best idea. What does this team though? It's technically not game throwing, I'm not on their team. Yeah. Just make it when you're less... That's still not good, though. Like, someone else is gonna have to deal with that. Someone else is gonna be the werewolf in that case. You can still out that person. If you're gonna say, like, okay, someone randomly is gonna be swapped and you don't know, okay, at least you cannot out them, but that's still very toxic. It's, like, just not a fun mechanic in the game. And you know, if I would have that role as a role card, I would always play it, because it's basically just a guarantee to win. Well, unless the solo win, I guess. But yeah. Lurker. So this one is like, okay, Roll Roller. This is confusing because this one is an advanced role of the Lurker, but the Werewolf Roller is like an advanced role of this role. So that's like, I don't know how that works. Once per game, you can swap everyone roles and teams, including yourself. Okay, so that is like, I would say that is kind of like time traveling in my view. And I would say that's fun for a crazy game mode, but not for the roll card system. And also Lurker is advanced. I only realized that now. Yeah, Lurker is an advanced role already, but you could change it. Like, I can see like Lurker being base role, but not for this role. No, Werewolf is advanced. Oh, there is still a village version. But this is the solo version though. And Roll Roller. Okay, so I assume you probably meant to say that this one here, number 4, is the base roll. So this one, you could have said like this is a base roll here. But that's for future notice. I remember somebody from another custom roll stream suggest something like this as a crazy exclusive. How many roll rollers? I think there are 3. Solo unknown. Once per game, you can swap the roles of 2 players, killing 1 random player in the process. Also, you can kill like SK. Oh my god, okay. That feels like just a clutter of abilities just stepped onto each other. I would say no, but this role should be combined with the original role. Okay, so I will be forgiving. I will forgive you for this. Like the original role roller is the base role, and the solo version and the wheel version are the advanced roles. I just think once per game you can swap the roles of 2 players, killing 1 random player in the process. So actually, you swap 2. And one of them already dies, so there's only one person who's just gonna swap roles then. And the other one just, like, swaps roles and dies immediately, so they, without any notice, they just become another team and die. Hello, Lord Siphon, welcome in. I would say the problem, not only that, but also, like, killing randomly is like, You know, RNG, like, luck-based stuff isn't really good in... Apart from like crazy game modes, that's where you can have that. Alright, so let's go to number 6. Wolvesville, you are there, I see. Your name is, okay, after me, I guess. Unknown, circular or arsonist. Okay, you're unsure. Hypostein is a solo version of Warren, but a bit modified. The ability is called Win Your Life. Oh no. The Hypostein will be able to jail 2 players together. If it's 2 werewolves, 1 randomly dies by Hypostein itself. If it's 2 villagers, they will be able to shoot with a gun, but the other one actually dies. And the other one dies by guild. Okay, if nobody shoots them, 1 randomly gets killed. So that's like evil Santa, I think. If it's villager and non-villager, they both die. The Hypostein can, that's like evil detective. It's basically, it's a combination of like a lot of roles here. With the villagers, it feels like evil Santa. With the 2 werewolves, it's like, okay, completely random. And this one is like, yeah, evil detective type role. He can also kill himself, but automatically has a gun to shoot the other person. Okay, yeah. Obviously, this is a troll role, but I think, like... Oh, you also got, like, some fan-made art. Let me check that. I will open and see what this brings me to. It can't be reached. Okay. I can't open the file, apparently. So then it will just be back. There you go. The reason the hypostein should get in-game is because it's very unexpected role. It works very balanced, shall say. I don't know if it's very balanced. It kills in the middle of the night. If one and jailer is in game, hypostein will come first if they try to jail the same person. Okay, yeah. So it's also like a jailer type blocker. Yeah, basically you can like screw the jailer up. You know, that's kind of funny if you think of it. Like, if you have a warden and you have this, and the warden is gonna say like, yeah, I'm gonna jail, I don't know, 4 and 6, because 4 is gonna shoot 6. Then you can just be like, psych, I'm gonna jail 4 and 6. Or you're gonna be like, psych, I'm gonna jail 6 and 7. And then 4 is just sitting there with the warden. Evil Santa on steroids, since it also Roblox. Yeah, it is like Evil Santa quite a lot, but then stronger. Bro gave him his Discord. Yeah, it is a Discord. The link. You said it. What did I say? Yeah, Oh, I said. Oh, I know what I said. Okay. Yeah, 6-7. Haha. Funny. What happens if Hyperstein and Jailer jails the same? I didn't even think of that till later, I suppose. What happens if Hyperstein and Jailer jails the same people? Yeah. In that case, Hyperstein gets like priority. It says. Okay. Let's like make this like crazy exclusive, and then also ban Warden and Jailer just for the sake of it. Toast Dennis, are you here? Let's see. I've not seen Toast Dennis so far. Yeah, it hard counters the Warden, yeah. By the way, how bad is the lag still? I want to try and see if the music can be on again. Okay, immediately has impact on the lag. Okay. Well, guess that's not gonna happen then. I'm gonna add the music in a different way, I think, because I kind of want to have like something on the background for me. Where is that though? I know I have this. Music, there you go. Is that the same one? No. I think this is. Oh boy, this is loud. Sorry. It's annoying that it immediately puts it at that volume. Right, let me put it like this. Can you hear the music? Hello, Staplecam, welcome in. You see no lag, okay. You gotta go, see you later, 100. I don't know what that means. The other signs after that. I'm just gonna say, call you 100. Okay, let's go to the next person, because I think this person isn't here. If we're gonna run out of roles, we'll definitely check Toast Dennis' role. Jeffro, you are here. The Mole Wolf. Is that inspired on a certain Dutch television program right now? I don't know. Probably not. But maybe it is. Let me know. Evil Werewolf, Nightmare. I didn't even think about it. Okay, but now you do know. Now you do realize it. Okay. Let me know, guys, if the music volume is okay. Yeah, I watch it too. Once during the night, you may choose 3 players to dig holes underneath them. During the next day, nothing yet will happen. But the day after, the holes will collapse and all 3 players will be muted on the day. And have everything blocked at night. However, they can still vote while muted. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So basically you role block 3 players at the same time. So there's like, I think this is a pretty unique role. I'm thinking like, could this also like block votes? Because then it becomes like a really interesting role. Like, what maybe to make it like if you could make it like more unique and say like, okay, it works like a mute and also day Roblox. So it doesn't Roblox at night, but instead 3 people get like, well, at the same time though, it basically confirms them. So maybe that's not that good of an idea. The holes are not permanent, I think. It Roblox them at night. I think it blocks them one day and one night. If the mole wolf dies after the ability is activated, then the holes will still collapse. If the ability cannot be activated night 1, yeah, if players die before the hole collapse, then that roll is wasted and nothing happens. Yeah, that's good. Getting voodoo mute overrides mole mute. Mole wolf mute. Okay. I want a roll that combines both the mute from the voodoo werewolf as well as the nightmare of the nightmare wolf in all in one. This grants you 3 mutes followed by 3 nightmares while still making them able to vote. However, the ability takes time to activate and you have to choose all players at the same time at night instead of being able to conserve spread it, which brings more risk but more reward. Indeed. I don't know, for some reason I feel like it should like... But at the same time, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mute, right? Or does it? No, it does mute. So if you are gonna mute, you basically confirm people. I would say, I think this role would be more fun / more unique if you would, instead of doing the night blocking, the nightmare, I would say like instead disable their votes as well. Then you get like, then you also get the chance to work towards a certain day where you can maybe overpower the village in terms of vote because of the blocks, and that could like actually change games. One way to rework the role is that you can select fellow werewolf teammates, but the nightmare at night doesn't apply to them, I guess. Yeah, maybe that could be good too, I would say, yeah. Do that, then also just, I would say like don't do the nightmare to begin with and just do like also no voting. So you have like you have an opportunity to overpower the village. Was Jule with the voting? With Jule Wolf, like with Jule Wolf, the difference between that would be like this one ends after a certain set amount of time, and the Jule ends when one person sacrificed. So that's quite a major difference, in my opinion. I would not. Yeah, it makes it more similar to Jule, I guess. But I wouldn't. I would say it's like distinct enough still. The only that also that you could also make it like involve 2 people. You could also make it involve 2 people and then just have like both vote blocked and also still nightmare. That's like also an option. Yulia is more consistent overall, whereas this is just sort of a free win endgame. It would be a free win endgame, but since it takes time, you need to be quite precise with who you're gonna trap, or you're gonna dig holes under, I'd say. Can you also read anything else? The number of holes you can dig can be lower if it makes more balance. If that makes it too weak, you can then remove the ability to vote during the day while muted. Yeah, so that's exactly what we are talking about. But yeah, let's go to the next one. Number 9 is Jeffro Postman. What's a is that like mailman or different word for mailman, or is it someone who stands at posts? I don't know. Or dances. A pole dancer, you know those? Okay, Village Unknown Soulbinder. Hey, if Soulbinder, that's a not. I don't see that one too often. Anytime during the game, you may write, change a letter at any. Okay, this probably has to be with mail. At any point in the game, you may send this letter privately to someone else. This person may respond to the letter and write something back. Additionally, you can also write a special letter. You die, then everyone will see what you had written in this special letter. So that's like, I think that's like Lost Will. You can only send a letter to a person one at a time. I think, like, I was pretty strong against Lost Wills, but I think in this role it would work because it's not like you cannot use it extremely easily to just give extra info as an informer. You could, I suppose, if you write the letter to the informer, but then you commit to that. So you can only send a letter to a person one at a time. So if you get a response back, then you may not write a new letter to anyone. Then it's also kind of suspicious. I can also track werewolves in that way. You cannot send a letter to a deaf player. You cannot. Yeah, that makes sense. You can send and write letters at night, so not at day. No, it says anytime during the game. Though that's confusing. It says anytime during the game, and here it says like you can send and write letters at night. So is it like only at night, or is it at any moment at night also? There's a limit of 3 rolls, but this is the second or third roll by Jeffro, I think. If a player dies while having a letter, then you cannot resend the letter until 3 phases of the game has passed. Passive restocking ability, okay. I think this is a cool roll, but it does remind me of another roll in the past on a roll contest. I've said I'm just gonna rate up to 20 rolls today. So after the 20th response, we'll close the forms. Also, I'm not going to take more than 3 rolls per person. I think the Soulbinder, this makes a lot of sense as an advanced roll for the Soulbinder. I did send 3 of them though, so you may delay my last roll if you can get to others quicker. Yeah, we'll do that then in that case. You can set them at day, night. Just clear up the confusion that is also something you can do at night. Okay. If a player dies, well, yeah, we read that. I feel like Soulbinder could use some rolls in the tree. That's true. I would say Soulbinder also will get some rolls in its tree. Like, there's so many ideas that are like adjacent to Soulbinder Ferryman type of rolls that you can eat. This roll tree will be filled for sure at the end of 2027. Well, it's not like not a guarantee, of course, because I'm not the one who makes that decision. But yeah, it's like easier than full advanced rolls, let's say. The biggest downgrade that you may not talk to dead players, which Soulbinder could do, I suppose, yeah. However, this gets compensated by the consistent yet more riskier way of writing that to anyone in the game, not just 2 players. Use of the letter and where it goes is key for good uses. I think I really like this role. It, like, also gives like some secret communication and stuff like that. It also gives a new playstyle. Yes, I would say this is my favorite role so far of today's stream. It does remind me of a certain fanmade role though. Like, I don't know what it was. I think it also was something with mailman or something, but okay, let's. I think we also had Wolvesville already How often have we had Wolvesville? Only once. We'll do this one now. Then lupophobia. Okay, that's probably someone who is like scared of werewolves. Okay, good villager cursed. Okay, so okay, interesting. The lupophobia has phobia of wolves, but not random killer. Lupophobia works like Red Lady. If they visit a wolf, they die. If they visit a random killer, they will join the team. They cannot be killed because they are not at home. Okay, so that's like Ghost Lady / Red Lady mechanic. Will not die if they visit an attacked player due to them escaping werewolves. I don't get that part. What if they... Will they die if they visit someone who dies by werewolves? Because that would, like, lore-wise, that would make sense. They basically hide. Okay. They should be implemented into the game because I think it's a very smart but strategic role. If you want to stay with village, you play as Red Lady. And if not, you just try find RK at endgame. So this is basically an anti-werewolf role in the curse tree, which is like quite unique, to be fair, because we don't have those yet. They will die if they visit an RK attacked person. Okay. Maybe you should have like explained the lore with the visiting and kill and people getting killed a bit better there. Like you say it here. Like say like instead of like if they visit the random killer, they will join random killer's team. They cannot be killed because they're not at home. Okay. Will not die if they visit an attacked player. But then you should say, will not die if they visit an attacked player by the werewolves because they are hiding. And not due to them escaping werewolves. That sounds a bit vague to me. But maybe that's just me nitpicking. And also, like, yeah, you have to mention that it does die if it visits a player attacked by solo. Yeah, it does. That was also like something I was thinking of. It's not very skill based in that regard. And I think the idea of like an anti-werewolf role could be cool if the werewolves were not like very weak already, kinda. Like I think most of the time the werewolves are quite underpowered, so at least in the game mode I play. So I don't know if if a role like this as an advanced role would really contribute to good balance. Like I don't think this role on its own is unbalanced, but it's just like anti-werewolf role in a game in which werewolves are already weak. I don't know. You have role icons added. I don't think I can open them though, because I don't think I can. Wait, let me check if it works this time then. No, it doesn't work again. Wait, did we as chat also ever see the hypostein role icon? Yeah, send it in DMs, that's better. I don't know when the stream is gonna end. When you're done with the rules, Milan. I'm not gonna give a certain time because I don't have that. Oh yeah, I do have Discord closed because of the lag. I forgot. Okay, the icon, interesting. I would say. I think it's kind of. There you go. Oh, the mythical icon as well, which is cool, I guess, that you have a mythical one. I would say, like, I like the art style, but I don't know why why there's a spider on there instead of like a werewolf thing, you know? Because this is not arachnophobia. This is like lubophobia or whatever it was. But it's like the style is definitely really good. Just the spider is like, I also think it's like how it looks like, and then also with the exclamation mark, that's like really fun. But the spider is just random. You grab it from flat icon. You didn't make it? Yeah, I think it looks like Wolvesville style, but I think it's like a combination of like some it looks like it is a combination of assets though. Like, and you gave it an outline and stuff. You always use flat icon. That's like, I mean, I can see that. I also like sometimes I also sometimes download icons from the internet, then I edit them, like make the shape a bit different or and give them different color. And sometimes I do stuff with that as well. But yeah, usually I do all the drawing shapes either. So the icon looks good though, and it also I think it could work. It could look like a Wolfsville type icon. Maybe the hands are not like very Wolfsville-ish. You're gonna send the hypostein one too, okay? Yeah, when will the roll guide? Yeah, I don't know. Genuinely, I don't think that's gonna be happening anytime soon. Honestly, like, uh, just thinking of it already makes me kind of stressed, you know. So, yeah. Okay, this one. Oh no, I don't want to save it. I want to open the link. This icon is more like, yeah, literally stealing from my art, I guess. No, this makes sense lore-wise, but I don't know if it makes sense, like, it's also ish. I do kind of photo bash and recolor existing stuff from the internet for some visual stuff in regard to roles. Yeah, that is, and it's just like that's also how I do it. The Wolfsville style is so, well, specific. I'm not gonna say it's specific, but someone defined that style at some point. It's hard to like exactly copy that style, like without like reusing older assets. The eye does make sense to me. It's like my Route W logo eye, but it's the Route W eye logo, but and then the icon, obviously the left one. I don't know why you would tilt it though. Like that's like either just keep it like straight or like make it actually something, add to it. I don't know what you would add to it though, but yeah. We are gonna still look at the roles, yes. We're going slower than last time. That's fine though. I just already said I'm gonna rate 20 rolls exactly. Uh like those who are there, of course. Not more than that. That means that I'm gonna close the form now. There you go. Yeah, for this icon, it's not that creative, no, or not creative at all. You basically just stole my stuff, but it's for a fan-made icon, I guess. Can you make a top 3 summary of the roles after we are done? If I still remember them, yeah. So far, I would say Millman is my favorite, or Postman, but I don't know what comes second anymore. If I see the names, I might be able to recognize them. For this one, though, I think, yeah, decent. But maybe it's just too easy to win with this. It's not, like, extremely broken or so, at least. Okay, there we go. The Regulus Wolf. Evil, Guardian Werewolf. You can pick 4 players in a specific order. If attacks on these players happen in the order you selected, their deaths will be delayed by 3 phases. Existing delays will be refreshed. Yeah, I don't get that. Existing delays will be refreshed if another attack happens. You mean if an attack happens out of order, you will lose your ability and the other delayed will immediately die. Aha. For example, you picked 1, 2, 3. This is basically like, I guess this is like, you guess which werewolf is gonna die first, second, third, and fourth, or like which solo if you want to involve those. This is a highly skill-based role for sure. I can see that right away. 1 gets attacked first, they are delayed for 3 phases. If 2 gets attacked after 2 phases, then both 1 and 2 are delayed for 3 phases. If instead 3 or 1 to 4 gets attacked, then you lose your ability, and 1 to... Oh, so if someone gets attacked twice, they just die anyways. So in that regard, it's still like delaying and asking another vote or bullet to be consumed on them. That's like most of the times, I think that's how it's going to be used. But at the same time, you still need like a certain person to be that person to be attacked first. When do you select this though? Like that's kind of crucial. If you can select any time, this could be like a Guardian Werewolf but then stronger. If you have to select at nighttime specifically or so, or if a phase before it, then it becomes more rigid, but then also more skill-based even. It's not close to... I don't think it's close to Ferryman, no. It's gamble, not skill. I don't think it's... Yeah, there is a bit of gambling there, I guess. Wait, let me see the full description. Oh, we have a... Oh, you made this roll with Maestoso. Let's open this. There you go. This is icon 1. This is the icon for the Regulus Wolf. And then this is, I think, the ability. I like the ability icon. Though I can also imagine this, it could be photo bashed. But yeah, that doesn't matter to me. If it looks nice, it looks nice. Unless it's literally stolen. But yeah. I think the icons are pretty good at least. And I think the role is good as well. But I need a bit of clearing here. Let's see. There is text here. I'm just quickly going over this. And if I see something important, I will say, chat. The thing is here in the Discord, in the whole full description, it's about stars and constellations, which actually is much cooler if you would describe that in the forums as well. But maybe you didn't have the time to do it, which is fair, I suppose. The attackers will be notified when you save a player, but won't know how much more they'll live. You can start yourself. Yeah, that's probably for the better. Your ability won't be cancelled when you die. Okay, that's also nice. It is social skills, yeah. It does have a lot of skill, I would say. What you want to do as this werewolf is like, if you are gonna like, you can like try to take control of the game and say like, okay, let's make this werewolf that we put in the constellation suspicious next. You can always also just use this as a delay. So like stubborn werewolf, like you say like, okay, you pick like the Wolfseer first, and then I don't know what other 3 players, then the Wolfseer gets like lynched, but then gets saved by you, and the village might like kill the Wolfseer next again. Then the ability is wasted, but you just only extended the life of the Wolfseer, so it's not like ridiculously OP or weak or something. I don't have any questions except for that fact for when can you like activate this. The first is already free as you can choose. Yep. You can pick the same players. I wrote all the extras in Discord. You can select until it's done. Motivation has playstyle written. Oh, I need to check that maybe. The motivation says, we wanted to design a Guardian Werewolf advanced role that can save multiple werewolves by using social skills. Regular Werewolf is a very flexible role that can sway the game to its favor using unique and versatile strategies. You can pick werewolves who might be checked or killed by the village. You can pick villagers to get away with mislynching them and potentially win, or attack the start players yourself to easily make the chain going. Oh yeah, you can also, I guess you can also, I didn't even think of that. Your team can even decide to sell a werewolf to gain credit and even more value. You could use each star on a different player and go on the snowball effect, or select the same player several times if you think the village will try to kill them at least twice. Overall, it's a role that uses manipulation to possibly win a game. It's very unique, honestly. I don't think this is a gamble, to be fair. But yeah, I can also say, like, in quick game, this becomes more of a gamble, like, for sure. But if you have someone who, like, likes to, like, be active in the chat and also, like, try to take control as a werewolf, then this is a good role for them. You're a regular werewolf and called Dog Evil. You can keep them alive so you can mislynch another person instead of it revealing. Yeah. That's like a potential strategy. Right. Let's go to the next one. We did this one by Midon. Jagon, are you here? Let me know. Oh, this is a Mario Wonder song that I actually don't like, but yeah. If Jagon is here, I don't know why, but this role is also called Mailman. Well, the other one was Postman, but it's like very similar. Oh my god. Yeah, it's not made for gambling, for skilled play. It kind of feels like the sheriff debate. Some people think it's luck-based, but people who actually put thought into the game and read people, well, yeah, they can be very skilled at these type of roles. Oh, you have no music? It's too soft then, for sure. Is this better? Do you hear the music now? This was I have music on for a long time now already. You hear it quietly. Okay, this should be good then. What is Human Bill music? I don't know what that is. Like, I don't have it downloaded, and since my internet's not that good, I have to use what I have on my PC right now, but this sounds great. Okay, nice. Mailman. Yeah, I'm gonna skip over this one for now. Eprin NN, are you here? I just gonna call the names. I can also just look at this here. If you see your name, Chagon, Stepocam, I can also Eprin NN, Lord Xyven. Oro has a role as well. I want Games 32. I want Games 32 is here. Okay, let's do yours then. You're number 16 anyways. Mailman again? How many mailmans are we gonna get today? Haven't seen this concept in a while, and now suddenly we get like 3. Red Lady, okay. Was it good? Yeah. Every night you can visit the player to deliver them an envelope. You are protected while doing so. But if the player you visit is attacked by any party, then you lose all your abilities. If you don't deliver an envelope, then you are not protected. Also, if you don't deliver an envelope, then you lose your vote for the next voting phase. If in one night, you can choose to blackmail a player who didn't get an envelope yet. This act will kill at the end of the night. Ah, so this is like... Wait, I still need to read further, but probably... If this player is an evil killer or a turned lurker, then that player and you die. If you blackmail a solo voting or a villager, then only you die. If you can give every player only 1 envelope. So if it's a werewolf, I assume that only the werewolf dies. You can give... It's nice that it includes solo voting and village in the same category. Or is it actually nice? Maybe it's not nice. Well, it can sort between solos then. You can give every player only 1 envelope. But basically the envelope does nothing. The thing that confuses me is like... this part here. But if the player you visit is attacked by any party, then you lose all your abilities. Which... Oh, that means like you don't get to do any... distributing anymore, and you are like vulnerable because you can't visit anymore, I suppose. We're having a lot of mailmans today, I see. Okay. Yeah, Jeff Rose was like sent Soulbinder Advanced. If you blackmail an unconverted lurker, then you convert the lurker to the village team and only you die. If you get used your blackmail, then you get blackmail again, but you can still deliver envelopes. You're also protected when you blackmail a player. Okay. I think this is like pretty cool. Wait, I need to realize though if this gets info or not. Because otherwise it's just a stronger red lady, I think. No, it doesn't like die by visiting. It only visit if you... No, you don't even die if you visit someone who gets attacked. You just lose your abilities. So you're only like vulnerable when you don't visit, and you can't visit if you visit someone who's attacked, or if you just decide to not visit for some reason. I think this is a pretty fun rule. Yeah, you become a regular villager, basically, yeah. Just tell something how much people want to have a mailman role. And I think with Soulminder and Red Lady, it does make sense. Lore-wise, well, lore-wise, just like the type of roles that they are. Okay, Millsville, yeah, I didn't even read out. Millsville is the new name. Maybe that would be April Fool's prank for Wolvesville. No, they're definitely gonna do like something boring called Fashionville again, right? Like, I don't know. Or no, it's not always Fashionville though. For some reason I was like it's always Fashionville, but they did like... There was a year in which the game was just Fools, I remember. I don't know, like... I remember my own April Fool's videos very well, but I don't remember the Wolvesville ones, official ones, that well. I don't know if that's better, but well, not always, but like in recent years. The envelopes aren't usually, they prevent flexibility. Yeah. They prevent, I guess, yeah. You can't visit anyone since, yeah, you can like, I guess you cannot visit someone twice. That's basically what you mean, right? Don't ask that again, Milan. That's an annoying question, honestly. Like, I don't know the answer either when it's gonna end. You even said the voting sign could be a mail update with the check ballot. Yes. Yeah, the political update was one that you also worked for, Oro. But also for the one last year with the Nintendo Switch X Wolvesville one. Probably the one that least people cared for, but I think, well, it's probably my least favorite one as well. Except for the, I don't remember what I did in my first period as a Wolvesville creator, like 2020 and 2019. What I did April Fools there. 2021 I did nothing. In 2022 I had like this short with blue and yellow gems and whatnot. That was kind of funny, but it's also just like a relatively low quality short if you compare it to now. And then 2023 was when the madness started, basically, because then we had like first we had the voice acting one, and then in 2024 we had the political update one. In 2025 I made the Switch 2 Wolvesville trailer. And now, yeah, there's 2026 coming, so you can visit anyone. You cannot visit anyone twice. I mean, yeah, you can't. Okay, let's go to Ouroboros Direwolf now. Evil Werewolf Shaman. So we've not seen the Shaman Advance World today. Once per game, you may Terror Grip the village. This causes villager abilities to fill the following night. Wait, once per game you may Terror Grip the village. This causes villager abilities to fill the following night. Villagers do not know their ability is filled if you are the last werewolf alive. Or if 4 or less players remain, you cannot Terror Grip the village. Yeah, that makes sense. But, okay, there's a lot of extras here. Info roles see villagers as an in-play werewolf or solo killer, and Evil Alliance players as an in-play villager. Oh, so, yeah, they see, like, their werewolf team. They're, like, Evil Alliance as an in-play. Oh, no. Oh, now I see it. Like, it's not like making it fake. It's actually just reversing the effect. The only problem there is, like, if you get Seer and you see someone, like, you have to give the villagers a specific werewolf or solo role. Well, give them, the game is gonna give that based on RNG, I suppose. So that could be like a minor issue, or maybe a major issue. Like, it would be RNG based as well. Overseer plus other criminals see good players as evil, evil players as good, and unknown players as unknown. Protective roles, protections will be bypassed. Beast Hunters plus advanced who replace their trap on the Terror Grip. Knight will see their trap on the player they selected, but no trap is present. Night Watchman will see who protective roles have selected, even though no one is actually protected. Okay, so Night Watchman technically still works. Killing will kill their target. And targets will display as an in-play werewolf. Marksman plus other criminals will shoot on Terror Grip. Knight will kill their target and live regardless of the target's actual role team. Mediums and ritualists are not affected. Conjurers are subject to the same condition as the role they converted to. Roles that can use ability anytime or only during the day are not affected. Yeah, that makes sense. So Fiji, Bully. I recall people didn't like the RNG mechanics of the first boss. Yeah, I don't know if there's like, I don't know if what the first boss was, but this is like a bit less RNG. Maybe, I don't know what it was though, but it still does involve RNG though. Rules that use their ability anytime or only during the day. Yeah, non-village rules are not affected. If you die on the same day you activate Terror Grip, the effect still takes place the following night. To me, it feels like a bit too... It's cool that you have like some sort of... Also, wait, if I... This is like... It does feel like it's a bit of a hybrid between a nightmare and a shaman. I don't know. It feels a bit slow for a shaman. That maybe was just to shaman. Shaman just for its roots. Oh, huh? So now it's... Wait, I turned off the desktop audio. Oh my god. Sorry. Is this better? This is weird. Because... No, please invite the music file. You wanna hear the music instead of me, lol. Huh? So as soon as I turned off desktop audio, then this music started playing like how it's supposed to play. So I guess what was the problem then is that it just ignored this track and it only displayed through desktop audio. That's such a weird thing. I would need to look into that. I need to study how that works with OBS. Oh, is it like actually good now, or is it still a bit too loud? He was heavily inspired by the drunk poison mechanic way. You know what I need to do real quick? Oh, not that one. Already do this. Oh my god, the fact that the music suddenly became so loud. This is the sweet spot. Okay. The idea was heavily inspired by drunk poison mechanic from Blood on the Clock Tower, and I've previously asked for feedback on the direwolf in Hyper, but people didn't like the RNG mechanics, so all information is now incorrect on the Terror Grip night. Considering nerfing Terror Grip, so people killed by village during Terror Grip displays either a direwolf or the weakest wolf. Yeah, I would say like for shaman role, I would say like affecting the killing rolls is maybe not the best idea. But like affecting all informers and also all protectors is definitely enough, I would say. Also, who sent me these DMs? Oh, someone sent me wrong DMs, apparently. Okay. Let's go to the next role. I think this is a pretty good role, but yeah, you might want to remove the killing parts of it. Stepocam, are you here? I think you are here, right? I'm pretty sure you are. I just sent you a DM. Oh. Oh, not my mail. Oh, yeah, I see. You said yo. I will say yo back now. Like, on stream. I will do your role next, Wolvesville, because I think we're almost at an end. Stepocam says... Role name Watcher. Unknown, Red Lady. Okay, this is gonna be Millman-esque as well. I don't know. Each day you can select a living player to watch during the night. You will be able to see all messages that players send into the night chat if they're in one. You will also be notified if they attacked, converted, or protected someone. However, you will not see their target. Isn't this like basically like Town of Salem? This Town of Salem has a role that's very similar to this. Isn't that Sheriff like in Town of Salem that does something like that? Maybe it's not. Nah, maybe it's not Sheriff. Maybe it's also something like Watcher. But yeah, I probably will be able to get to your role as well. If the player you watch dies, you escape and survive. However, you can't use your ability during the next 2 days. Wait, I need to read it again. If the player you watch dies, you escape and survive. However, you can't use your ability during the next 2 days. You can't identify the attacker. If you observe a player who attacked or converted someone, you won't be able to tell the difference between attacking and converting. This rule doesn't follow the rules of Red Lady. If you observe someone, you can still be killed as usual. Okay. That's probably better. I would say pretty okay role, but I don't think it's that unique, honestly. Yeah, I understand you might have created this on your own. The only thing why, like, I don't really know Town of Salem that much either, but I have seen this idea quite often. That's why I don't think it's that unique. Like, I think like every role contest or so, there's like 5 or 6 roles that are like this. That say like you can watch someone's actions basically at night, and yeah, it's definitely one of the more over-suggested things for sure. And they always never make it to the top 10 or top 25 because yeah, they're like all the same. Can we talk off stream later? Yeah, sure. I see your question, by the way, as well. I don't know what my next week will be look like, but yeah, let me check the next one. I think Wolvesville, I think I did 2 of you so far. Yeah. Milan I did all. Jeffro I did 2. Mencinado has been done. Chagon has been... Yeah, 1 has been done and the other one he's not here anymore, I think. Or they. Stepcam is done now. Apen isn't here. Like Siphon. Siphon, are you here? Because you have a role that I can still look at for sure. If you are here, I will check your role now. Otherwise, I will move on to Wolvesville and Jeffro. I will first do Jeffro because Jeffro has been waiting for longer for his third role, I think. And Wolvesville has like, yeah, had this more recent. You're here. Okay, we'll first do Siphon then. Cool. The response number 20. Chain Wolf. Okay, another name that I've seen before. Evil Nightmare Werewolf. Usually Chain Wolf, like, people who create Chain Wolves are like Junior Werewolf related roles. So I'm curious what this has to say. At night 1, you can choose another players to get chained. Chained person will be a normal villager and lose their ability for temporary time. But you can chain every night. Protection can block. Oh, this is different than I thought initially. Protection can block chain effect. So that's interesting because most abilities are like completely immune to protections. The chain effects stay if you die. Okay, here it is like really important to mention how much that temporary time is, to be fair. And I would say like, maybe make it, I think it's a cool idea. But make it, first of all, make it, yeah, I don't know. block a certain phase, not like a whole day and night till someone else, because that's just, then it becomes more like a permanent nightmare slash voodoo. But then like you can use it every day, which would just be a stronger role, I think, at that point. Full day and night. Okay, in that case, like, yeah, like balance-wise, that feels... Well, I guess the protection thing is a thing, but I don't think that the protection will protect it that often. I still think, like, yeah, how would you do that? Like, give it 3 uses, and then protection does block against it, because being able to have like 3 days plus nights is already like, that's literally twice as much as the voodoo werewolf, which is strong. But then the village has the option to like block it, or option like the possibility. And what happens when using this on a solo? I guess it does block them as well. You know what I think would be interesting to see in Wolvesville? Just this is kind of off, no, not off topic maybe, but I would like to see a, I don't know, trend, if that's like a good idea, but I would like to see a few roles that involve like time, as in like that they get a strong ability if they manage to live by day 4, for example, or a role that gets like an ability to use during day 1 specifically, or during day 2. Like, I think that could be cool to see a few of those type of roles. But yeah, maybe like give some urge to the opponents to get rid of them. But maybe that's just a random thought that only I have. And yeah, I still would like to see answered what happens when this is used on a solo as well. Okay, let's go to the next one, because I don't see an answer real. Let's go to Jeffro now. Okay. Jeffro has made an observer. Jeffro said I can be next. Okay, yeah, okay, sure. We'll do Wolvesville. Number 19. Clockmaker. Solo good. Hey, a solo that's good. Oh, this is the voting role, okay. A good role for voting, that's like new. The Clockmaker works a bit like Anarchist, but it's harder. Starting from night 2, oh, even harder than Anarchist. Starting from night 2, if an information at least one... Wait, huh? I need to really read this again. The Clockmaker works a bit work like... I can't read. The Clockmaker works a bit like Anarchist, but it's harder. Starting from night 2, if an information roll dies during at least one or more... During at least one or more to protect this is... I don't know what this is supposed to say. They get to skip a lynching. But if it loses revolt after finish... This is very confusing to me. I don't know if I'm just not like looked in, or if this is written like quite confusingly. Okay, yeah, okay, that's something that makes sense now. So if there are at least more than one protector in the game, and an information roll dies, then you get to skip a lynching. But it loses a revolt after a villager gets killed by a village killer. Okay, it wins after 3 times, but day 1 does not count. Okay. So basically it's a point system. as well, and also with the potential for minus. So you don't want villagers killing villagers, but village killers specifically. So lynching doesn't count for this. Like, I don't know if this is relatable to, like, voting rules at all, to be fair. But yeah, that's, like, you can... Yeah, Anarchist is more related, I guess. Yeah, it's a very specific scenario, yes, true. Also, what happens if there's not more protectors? If there's 1 or 0, what are you supposed to do then? Three times of what, by the way, if I may ask? Yeah, no lynch. Oh, okay, so there's still, like, the no lynch thing, so... I'm trying to figure out what the differences and the similarities are with anarchists now. So basically they get... Basically they both need, with voting phase without lynch, then they get, like... Then they get a point, basically. But here, like, the difference is, I guess, that anarchist gets a revolt to skip a voting phase if a villager is mislynched. This role loses a revolt if villager is killed by, like, marksman, gunner, jailer, or whatever. But they gain one if there are more... if there's, like... If there's multiple protectors and an informer dies. Also define informer there then. That's like, yeah, okay, seer, detective, mortician, easy peasy informer is aura seer, but is a red lady an informer? A sheriff? Well, sheriff I guess, but is red lady an informer? Is a pacifist informers and vigilante and a bell ringer and tough guy, because they also get info some way. Red lady, no. Okay, then I assume the others are not either. Sheriff, yes. Klokkerkist, what the hell is that? Okay, why did I say that? Also, let's see, can I replay the music? Dead Oars here, Sheriff Vio, Morty, okay. So what I think here is, like, this is... Fiji definitely not informer. Yeah, I have, like, in the past when I made that video about the informer spectrum, I did, like, also briefly mention Vigilante. But I mentioned, like, any role that can gain any info. Bell ringer, Fiji Passy, tough guy, that stuff. How many more roles? We're gonna do one more role by Jeff Rowe. Also the music's up, but let's not replay it again now. The Informer Spectrum was a pretty fun watch. It was a really theoretical one. I wasn't sure if people were gonna like it, but actually it did pretty well. What if COVID-19 was a Discord group chat? You know, that sounds... COVID-19 as a Discord group chat? I don't know. You are probably trying to... But that does sound like some sort of criminal group that would call themselves... You know? No, how was that guy called? The guy that sold, like, face masks in the Netherlands. And he presented himself as a hero, but actually he was a criminal because he overpriced it way too much. I don't know how that guy was called. Pretty infamous guy in the Netherlands. Like, it COVID-19 Discord group sounds like a place where he would be in if he would use Discord. Yeah. When is the imposter video? I'm gonna work on that today, actually. Okay, let's not go too much into the Discord group thing, though. Yeah, a major company has been hacked in... Odido has been hacked in the Netherlands. That's a provider. Right, let's go to the last roll then by Wolvesville. No, actually, this was no, not the last roll. Wolvesville was there. Jeffro. Let's go to Jeffro now. Observer. Okay, let's go. Why are there so many random stuff going on in the chat now? Suddenly, we're gonna go to the observer now. Minecraft observer type. No, of course not. Does anyone play Minecraft here? I don't know. Then you probably know what an observer is, but otherwise, then disregard this. Village good sheriff. Okay, so this, yeah, I've seen like observer as a name for roles like quite often as well. Each night you may investigate someone. After the next voting phase, you will know their exact role. If you choose to investigate them, they will be muted during the following discussion and voting phase due to spending time on the investigation. Wait. Oh. The mute will not appear for the players to see, won't work like granny mute, more like corruptor mute. If investigated players die during the day, then the mute will disappear and you can chat vote like usual. Oh, I read this wrong. I've read this like, if you choose to investigate, then they will be muted. But you will be muted. Okay, so basically you can like, you can check roles, but you have to self-block. That's interesting. If investigated players die during the investigation, yeah, okay, then, oh, due to the confusion bureau for any other role hiding abilities, you will see their exact role. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool, like, side gimmick, I would say. Investigated players gain a notification when investigator is investigating them. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. They can also, like, I guess if they like werewolf and they know they're gonna like definitely be found out, they can be a bit more aggro, I would say, in that case. So that's fair, I suppose. And if they're a villager, they're probably gonna say like, okay, someone is investigating me, and so this person will be blocked. If you die while investigating, then you will gain no info. Yeah, that's probably good. I think this is a pretty cool role. I only think that the name observer is boring, but other than that, I think it's a cool role. Like, I've seen like stuff with this before, but being able to having to self-block to get the role, that makes it a bit more forgivable for like seeing exact roles. Maybe still though, I would say maybe you should have like since it's like, considering it's like sheriff advanced role, and it's a pretty bad mechanic to have like exact roles in the game, or exact like info. I would say like you have to limit this role to like either say like after a day of investigation you're tired, you have to do a day of not investigation, so and days, and the other that's something I would do, or make it just like a 2-time use, or even 1-time use, maybe even. I was not sure what the name was, so I tried changing it a few times indeed. You probably need to look for an interesting name. You can also still change the lore around a bit and then come with a name that way. I want to have this role based on the seer, but make this much more riskier but rewarding to use and play. It would be much more fun to play this than seer, that's for sure. This role feels like it's around the same power as the sheriff, since you will be muted and only gain info at the end of the day. Also, I want to say, so want some counterplay to the confusion werewolf and any other role hiders. Yeah, that could be fun, I guess. I don't know if that's really something we need, like counterplay to confusion wolf, but it's not like the worst thing either, I would say. Can you investigate night 1? That's a good question. It doesn't say, so maybe that's for Jeffro to answer or to consider in case he didn't consider it yet. The This is gonna be the last role we are looking at, by the way. I think you can, but I suppose, but you just use your imagination if you think it should be balanced that way or not. Yeah, I would say it doesn't. Well, to be fair, like day one could be really useful, but at the same time, I would not. I don't think, at least not in competitive play, I would not probably use this night one, because first of all, you're gonna block yourself day one. This is like the most important day, typically speaking, because this is when you want to claim. This is when you wanna, yeah, like contribute the most, and if you are blocking yourself, you cannot do this, and people don't know that you are blocked either. So basically, you just appear like an inactive player. People might just frame you as werewolf if they do this correctly. So I think in that regard, that's a risky strategy. Also, what I think is a bad thing about using this night one, but yeah, that's why I guess it could be an option. Is you're just maybe you're checking the gunner, like you don't know what you are gonna check. Maybe you selected someone who is already pretty well known like day one, and your info is like completely useless. Then you like basically roadblock yourself. You exclude yourself from day one for absolutely nothing. So that makes this role like I think this role is really cool, yeah. But the name just not that creative. But I think like the name, if you see him like same with Watcher, you just expect something pretty generic. But I think this role's worked out really well. But yeah, that's why I hope the name gets like changed. But other than that, yeah, maybe you can also change the lore accordingly then. But I think like the whole thinking if you have to, when you're gonna use this and stuff, and blocking yourself is quite fun as a good con. Only thing is though, yeah, make it a bit more limited. Like, it shouldn't be able to just do 2 nights or 2 days of investigation straight up and just find like both solos that way. But yeah, I think other than that, pretty good roll. Alright, I know there was like one question that someone had at some point. We're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna say, what's the best 3 werewolves that I've seen? Or best 3 werewolves. The top 3 rolls that I checked. I need to see which one was which. Oh, this was one we didn't check. Which is this Millman again? Oh yeah, so this was a good one. Millman by who was this? By I Want Games. This was a good one. What does Playful Wolf do again? This is long ago. You can take a player to ask to play at night. I almost forgot about this. Oh yeah, this is a decent one, I guess. I don't think it's top 3 for today. What does the Postman do? This is one by Jeffro as well. Oh yeah, the Postman was cool too. Jeffro made some good rolls today. I think Jeffro also made the yeah, which was it? Wolf, that's it, I think. Or was that not Jeffro? Oh yeah, it was Jeffro. So I think the 3 rolls by Jeffro are contenders for top 3. What was the Watcher again? Yeah, this was too similar to the rolls that I already know about. Yeah, I remember. Regulus Wolf by Ritualist was definitely a top 3 roll for me. Dire Wolf, what was this again? It wasn't even that long ago. I think this roll is cool, but I don't think it was top 3 for me. It's just a bit too much on the Dire Wolf. Did we do? I don't think we checked this one. Nope, we didn't. Then what? Chain Wolf? I think Chain Wolf was decent too. Or was it? I don't know. What was this again? Oh, this was a bit too similar to... It's a bit stronger than Voodoo and stuff. It was with the protection, which is cool mechanic, but... Yeah, my favorites were... I think the Regulus Wolf was really good. The Mole Wolf was pretty good as well. But yeah, and the Postman. I think the rolls by Jeffro and Ritualist were the best, in my opinion, today. Chain Wolf was fun. It was a fun roll, yeah. I think it's just not nearly enough unique enough to be like... Well, it's maybe balanced enough to be like top 3, but it's good. I think it could be pretty good with like some tweaks there, here and there. Like you can definitely see like rolls having potential or already being quite good, or like being like not gonna work at all. Like I can see like that's something I can see pretty quickly. And some rolls just you can like make a tier list of like how good are rolls, and then you have like tiers, and usually you can pretty quickly assign rolls to specific tiers. But then just ordering them within the tier is really difficult. What's your top 3 then? I don't know. Was that Clockmaker? What was Clockmaker again? Oh yeah, this one was a bit too complex. And also too specific, in my opinion. I constantly forget about Millman Postman thing because they're just so similar in name. Oh yeah, this was cool. Okay, so I would say Millman number 16. I would say the Regulus Wolf, and then I'm gonna pick one of Jeffro, but I don't know which I was. I think it would be between the Postman and what was the last one we did? The Observer. I would probably say Observer, and then also the Millman by I Want Games and Regulus Wolf. That would probably be my top 3. And yeah. Just before I end this, for the people who are watching the VOD, I did not check people's roles that were not there. So I have skipped over the Millman by Chagon. I have also skipped over the... What else have we skipped over? The Crowdlord. We've not seen Astral Wolf, I think, either. Yeah, we've not seen Crowdlord and Astral Wolf either. We've also not checked... Well, we checked everything else, actually, so... What does first roll do again? Which first roll? You mean the first of the 3 that I mentioned? The first roll you ranked, the 16, I think, this one by I Want Games, right? I have not really put them in a certain order, by the way, I Want Games. So yeah, they're just like my top 3, but I don't know which one. I have not like specifically ranked them, because I like them like quite a lot, all of them. If you blackmail an unconverted lurker... Oh yeah, this one is like you visit... And you can like, you can only visit everyone once. How do I explain this very quickly? You can kill someone with the thing. You can once send a blackmail, yeah. And this will kill at the end of the night. If the player is an evil killer or turned lurker than that player and you die. Yeah, it also has that specific conditions. You can kill a lurker, or you can kill like a solo, but it also makes you die. You can blackmail a solo or voting or a villager, but then you die, and you can give every player one. And a werewolf just kills the werewolf. That was it. You did this yesterday, as in you literally started designing this yesterday. That's pretty impressive, I think. Then you didn't have too much time to polish this up. You're making an update. Ah, fun, interesting. I guess, yeah. Normally, if we didn't extend the deadline would have been yesterday. But now the deadline for the fanmade update is like exactly in 1 week. Yeah, so that's it, I think, for this stream. Thanks for watching. Unfortunately, there was a lot of lag. I hope to be back without lag next week. But yeah, it's just really up and down with the internet all the time. Like both here and also in my wagon, where I'm going to move to again in a couple weeks. All right, next week, I think I have like no plans in the weekend. Yeah, of course I need to work on Saturday, but I don't think there was. I'm gonna check real quick on my phone if there was something I need to make that I need to keep in mind, but I think not. Okay, yeah, the only one thing was that the update's probably gonna release like tomorrow, I expect it, or like Tuesday. So I might be busy with the update video if that's like if I've not finished that. And I think I can finish it like quickly on Friday, for example. I might not stream on Friday or stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. But if I'm gonna do streams, well, I'm definitely gonna stream at least one stream. But I will likely do 2 or 3, and I will fill them in. I'm not sure how I'm gonna fill them in quite yet. My goal is to do one in which we'll look at the tier list for the werewolves. We'll finish that tier list in one of the streams. We'll probably do a custom game stream, and yeah, I'm not sure if there's gonna be a third stream on Friday. Then it's probably gonna be Sandbox. But I'm also thinking if I can do a special on Wolvesville birthday. But I always forget if that's like, isn't that today? Like at the Wolvesville. Okay, I quickly lost connection there. I'm still there, but I think not everyone might be there anymore. So yeah, there will be an update video next week, I hope. Like, it depends on when it releases and how quick I am with making it. I still have to work, so I don't have infinite amount of time, but I wish I had. I'm gonna scroll back real quick in the history to see if I can find. Okay. Oh, it's okay. So the birthday of Wolvesville is on the 1st of March. So that is today. So today is the birthday of Wolvesville. So happy birthday to everyone who plays Wolvesville, I guess. So yeah, happy birthday to myself as well. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll manage to do some special next week. All right. See you later.